Hey there guys, it's Controversial here. So today I wanted to talk about music, and specifically with music I wanted to talk about albums. Now I've noticed a very steady decline in albums lately, specifically from well-renowned, okay, I'm not well-renowned, but let's just say from artists these days, from musicians and whatnot. But mainly let's focus on rappers because hip hop these days and rap music is pretty much taking over by storm, and you cannot hear a singer sing a song without there being a rap influence in it or whatnot. But anyway, besides that, so recently I've been really getting and delving into a lot of hip hop culture and yeah, hip hop culture and rap music period. So I've been watching a lot of Blackie Speaks, Hip Hop Madness, Hey Lawyer Sunny, and I've been hearing a lot about DJ Academics. Now DJ Academics has been blowing up also all over social media, on everyone's feed these days, because he has been berating and ostracizing rappers these days, specifically these new age of rappers, and how he's really mad about the fact that, like, most of these new rappers these days are lazy. Like, most of the rappers who are blowing up in 2016, 2017 are literally non-existent anymore at this point. Like, for example, I was thinking about albums and the amount of albums that people have made over the years, like coming from now, like, listen, I was mainly going to put rappers, but I mean, I feel like we could put I put some singers on there as well. But, like, for example, people who are blowing up when I was still a kid, in high school, like, for example, where's Designer, where's Young Thug, where's Fetty Wap, where's, like where are most of these people that were really popping up? Where's Silento? Where's Silento? Where's where is, what's his name, Soldier Boy? Where's Soldier Boy? Because I mean, for example, like Soldier Boy and Silento basically blew up in the same way, but Soldier Boy blew up when the internet was still primitive and everything. So everything that he has earned cannot really be taken away from him. But Silento is in jail, people. Apparently he's like in jail for murder or something, or for a bunch of very bad charges. Maybe I'll make a separate video about Silento, but it's really sad what happened to that guy. He went from having the biggest song ever, specifically of the early of the of the 2013 to like 2015 period. He had like the biggest song ever, 2015. I don't know when that song was made, but I'll probably make a video about that. But anyway, let's talk about albums. Now, with that, I've compiled a list of artists and their albums and the steady decline of albums. And let me tell you something, people, I've made a huge and shocking discovery, to the point where people are not making as many albums as you think they would. There's a steady decline in albums lately. And I don't know where it's coming from. I think it stems from the lack of trust from the industry, the lack of trust in the lack of trust that the artists have in their fans and whatnot. Like, listen, some people have their own fan bases and some people have cult like followings. But if you don't have a cult like following, you're not gonna get jack. Like, for example, let's talk about Chief Keef. Chief Keef is a relatively, I could say, young rapper. He hasn't really been, an he's not really like an old, like an old OG, but like Chief Keef is only 26 years old, and this guy has done like 43 albums. Now listen, I just googled it, so I assumed whatever popped up was an album, but there are EPs and stuff. So if I mistake an EP for an album, then don't quote me on it. But like, I just counted what I saw. And then equated that with how many albums he's done. Okay, for example, Chief Keef has done 43 albums. Now 43 albums. Now removing all of the EPs, that's probably still a lot of albums. That's probably still a lot of albums. And to take into consideration someone who's that young and who has done so much in such a short amount of time. Now, Chief Keef seems like he's been rapping for a while. Now, listen, like, if you're someone who's been rapping as far back as like 2012, or 2013, you should have at least well over 10 albums. And if you, yeah, for example, yeah, okay. So anyway, let's continue with the list. So Chief Keef has 43 albums. 43 albums. Billie Eilish only has 5 albums. I feel like Billie Eilish only blew up recently, and she blew up out of nowhere. Besides her blowing up, that I'm a Bad Guy song and everything she's been doing, I've never really heard about anything before that. So is Billie Eilish an industry plant? I don't know. And like with the rising popularity of industry plants, it begs in question, where are they really coming from? Because like if there's no record or recollection of their music prior to them blowing up, specifically as anything official, I mean it's kind of sus if you ask me, because where did they come from? But anyway, Iggy Azalea has 13 albums, and I think I counted her EPs. I think without her EPs it's only like 6 or 7 albums, which is pretty disappointing, seeing as she's been famous and she's been making music since I think 2012, 2013. She's been making music for the longest, and she only has about like 6 or 7 8 6 or 7 albums to her name. And she kind of blew up in like 2013, 2014, probably around 2015. And I don't know what to say about that, but I've never really been an Iggy Azalea fan, so I'm not really too worried about, yeah, how many albums she's making and whatnot. But let's go. Smokepurpp has 8 albums, which isn't that bad. That's rather impressive for someone who's been on this new wave. But Smokepurpp is pretty much irrelevant now. I don't listen to these people anymore. I don't listen to most of these new rappers these days because rap music isn't as good as it used to be. Mariah Carey. Now, Mariah Carey I added on this list because I thought it would be rather important for the list, just to add perspective. Like, I'm not comparing the people, but I'm just saying she has a lot of albums because she's a well established and has a cult like following. Mariah Carey has 41 albums, and I think that's including her EPs or excluding EPs. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. But I just counted what I saw. But anyway, Mariah Carey has 41 albums, which is rather impressive, which is good for. Lil Nas X only has 3 albums. Lil Nas X blew up, to my knowledge, for only one song, and I don't know how he got Billy Ray Cyrus to do that song with him. But there's something very weird about Lil Nas X and his story. I probably need to do more research about him, but like Lil Nas X is kind of crazy how he just came out of nowhere, and he only has like 3 albums. I'm really not a fan of Lil Nas X, to be honest. But each to his own, I guess. Each to his own. So yeah. So Lil Nas X only has about 3 albums, and then yet he's the biggest. He's the biggest star. Rowdy Rich. Rowdy Rich only has 4 albums, and the only relevant song he has is The Box, which isn't really that good of a song, to be honest with you. It's rather simple and repetitive. Just yeah. I'll make a video about how I feel about artists, but I mean, is Rowdy Rich an industry plant? I don't know. I mean, like just because someone's music doesn't hit number one doesn't make it a bad song, doesn't make it the worst song in the world. And just because someone's song hits number one doesn't mean that their song is the best in the world either. I guess it's each to his own, because music is very subjective, and you should not hold demarcations about how you feel about music just because so many people like it. I mean, it's not like the whole world is gonna like one song. For example, there's always gonna be a group of people saying no, we don't mess with that song. But anyway, so Radish, Michael Jackson has 41 albums, which is the same amount as Mariah Carey. I think Michael Jackson probably has slightly more, because I think I counted EPs and stuff. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly if EPs can be considered albums, because to my knowledge I googled it and it said that like it's extended plays, and I guess that means that it's not an official album. So I don't know, but yeah. So Michael Jackson has 41 albums. I mean, it's Michael Jackson. You like you don't get called the king of pop and have less than like 20 albums. So anyway, so yes, Michael Jackson has 41 albums. Eminem has 37 albums. I think, yeah. So EP thing is. But let me just continue. Eminem has 37 albums. Eminem has been a rapper from my childhood, so he has a lot of albums, and most of his albums are good. Doja Cat, oh Doja Cat. Doja Cat, Doja Cat, Doja Cat, Doja Cat. Anyway, Doja Cat only has 4 albums, and It's kind of crazy how these people barely have 10 albums yet they're being so overhyped, and then I don't know. I swear, blowing up ruins people's careers. I'll make a video about that. I need to make a video about that. But yes, Doja Cat only has 4 albums. Lizzo only has 5 albums. I'm not a fan of Lizzo either. I'm not a fan of Doja Cat or Lizzo. So Megan the Stallion has 8 albums. I'm not a fan of Megan the Stallion either. So 8 albums. I kind of expected them to have more, like at least over 10. Maybe if they had at least over 12, I wouldn't be in this position right now, or you wouldn't be watching this video right now. So Nicki Minaj has 13 albums, which is good, but she's been rapping for the longest and she's been on so many breaks lately. It's kind of crazy that she doesn't have more than that. So I don't know how to feel. I mean, Nicki Minaj is Nicki Minaj. She's been rapping since my childhood. I have nothing really bad to say about her. For example, let's just talk about Bella Porch. Bella Porch only has 2 songs in it. They're calling her like an American singer. Like, what is this now? I feel like whenever a TikToker does whatever they want, they just get called that. Like, a TikToker has one line or one scene in a movie, all of a sudden they're an actor. Google needs to chill. Google needs breaks. Google needs breaks, really. Okay, Swati. I've never heard a Swati song, but Swati only has 3 albums. But people have been calling. I don't know. I don't know how someone only has 3 albums, but yet as big as they are. Like, I swear, industry plants these days, people. Little Yachty has 13 albums. Now, Little Yachty has been rapping since I was in high school and has had a really big presence in the hip hop industry, whatever you wanna call it. So like I don't know how to feel about that. But Little Yachty has 13 albums. Little Pump only has 3 albums, and this guy blew up in like what 2017 with that Gucci Gang, and that's the only song people ever remember about him. It's no wonder he's broke. Only 3 albums, and this dude's been rapping since 2017. So 2017 to 2022. So from 2017 to 2020, that is already there's already 3 years. 3 years, yes. Three plus four. 3 plus 4 is isn't that 9, or is it 3 plus no, it's yeah, no, sorry, 3 plus 7 is 10. So that's already 10 years. And if you've been rapping for over 10 years, I mean, yeah, so from 2017 to about 2020, that's already 3 years. Now from 2020 to 2022, that's 5 years. So Little Pump has been rapping for about, or has been a quote unquote rapper for about 5 years, and he only has 3 albums to his name. It's no wonder why he's falling off and desperate. Like, I mean, really, 3 albums. Tekashi 69 has 7 albums. I'm not a fan of Tekashi 69, honestly. Like, Tekashi 69 only has 7 albums. I expected more. But if you take into consideration all of his antics, cloud chasing, snitching, and everything, I don't think people really want any more 6 9 albums. But I mean, he has a fan base. So GEazy has 11 albums, which is rather disappointing because little GEazy has been rapping for quite a while, to my knowledge, or as I remember, he's been rapping for a while. So I'm kind of disappointed that he only has 10 albums. But I mean, then again, making albums isn't easy, so I'm not jumping on anyone's case. But I mean, 11, kind of expected more. Vanilla Ice has 13 albums. Now, Vanilla Ice, I just added here because I wanted to be a little bit funny. Vanilla Ice has 13 albums, and that's it. He hasn't really done much with his career or anything. Yellow Wolf has 8 albums, which is pretty impressive. But seeing as how he started all the way back, and with many antics and whatnot that he's been through, and on all everything that he's been through, only has 8. I mean, it's not bad. Jack Harlow only has 7 albums, and to this day, I've never heard a Jack Harlow song as opposed to hearing as opposed to the Lil Nas X song. And I'll make a video about Lil Nas X and what I really think about him. But yeah, so that's pretty much, yeah. Jack Harlow has only 7 albums, and he's only started blowing up recently. And like, he blew up. I heard about his blow up, and I heard that I haven't heard anything about him lately. So I don't know, people. But anyway, guys, that's album sales, eh? So albums are on a downfall. But anyway, people, I think I'll end the video here. It was a bit long-winded. Maybe I'll cut out a few people to save time, but I don't know. But anyway, guys, it's kind of sad to see this. I'll make a video detailing more about this. But this is controversial signing off, saying don't be a lazy artist. Like, if you're an established artist, make music. Making music, like, after you blow up, if you think that you can relax because you start making millions, because let me tell you something, people, $30 million is a lot to a person. $20 million, $10 million, like, if you make that much money, if you make even over $1 million off of your first song blowing up, you're gonna feel really accomplished with yourself. Don't sit and chill. If you blow up on your music, that's the perfect time that you need to push forward and make more music. But yeah, my guys, this is controversial signing off, signing out. I'll check all of you guys in the next video. Goodbye.